Okay, the next section we are going to cover in our student handbook starts on page 8, and it's actually the middle of page 8 where it says make up work. Upon their return to school, students may make up work missed due to an absence that has been dealt with according to the FPS Parent Information Handbook. It is the student's responsibility to make arrangements with each teacher to determine what assignments must be made up. So you are supposed to go to every teacher and tell them what assignments you need to make up. Your teacher is not going to come to you. There may be times where your teacher reminds you, and that's kind of a lucky situation, because if you think about it, for instance, in my class, I'm responsible for keeping up, or in my schedule, I'm responsible for keeping up with 102 kids and their work responsibilities with me for each class. So you have to keep in mind that sometimes your teachers, things can slip their mind. So you know that you were absent, you know what days you were gone. It's your job to go to your teacher and even talk to your classmates and your friends about things that you may have missed. Okay? On the third consecutive day of a student's absence, a parent may wish to call the office before 10 a.m. to request that the student's assignments be ready for pickup. So your parents can ask that anything that you missed could be prepared and brought down to the office so that they could come pick it up. Such assignments will be available between 3 and 4 p.m. on the day they were requested. So they might call in the morning, but they can't come and pick those things up until about 3 or 4. When a student returns to school, he will be given the same number of days to complete makeup work as the number of days he missed. So if you missed 3 days of work, you have 3 days to make that up. If you missed 10 days of work, you have 10 days to make that up. Students who leave on vacation or a family trip during the school year will not be given work or exams before leaving. They will abide by the make-up work policy stated above. The building principal must approve these types of absences. We don't do that just because we can't tell you exactly what we're going to make it through, what material we're going to make it through in a week. We have a plan and we know what we'd like to make it through, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. We have snow days, so if I gave Johnny work for Monday through Friday of a week that he was planning on being absent, and then it snowed and we missed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, he's on vacation doing this work when he in reality did not miss that work because we were gone on snow days as well. So if you are planning on having an extended absence, the best bet is to come back, find out what you missed, and a lot of times with those extended absences, your teachers are going to pick and choose the things that they'll require that you complete. That way your workload is not very overwhelming when you get back, and that you're able to jump back into what we're doing and pick up without having too much to complete. Although you are responsible for the learning that you missed. So even if you missed 5 chapters of Bridge to Terabithia, you're going to have to read those 5 chapters so that you understand what's going on in the book, but I might not ask that you do a couple of writing assignments, or I might not ask that you complete a few of the things that you've missed reading activity-wise, but you are responsible for reading those items. So keep that in mind. Talk to your teachers. They'll explain it to you. It's a very case-by-case basis. Parties and deliveries. In accordance with district policy, students may not receive flowers or gift-type deliveries at school. Such deliveries will be refused. Teachers or teams may decide to conduct special parties at various times during the year. Parents will be informed of and asked to help with parties. Homemade cookies and cakes may not be brought for school parties. Invitations to private parties may not be handed out on campus unless the entire class is being invited. So don't have flowers delivered. Don't ask your parents to make their famous home-baked cookies, because we can't have home-baked goods at school. And also, please don't bring invitations to your birthday party and only invite 10 people, because that makes people feel left out. Bringing lunches. Parents are encouraged to eat and even bring in lunch for their own children during the school day. However, it is not permissible to bring food for other students at lunchtime due to unknown allergy risks. So if your parents want to go to Subway and buy you a Subway sandwich, they're more than welcome to do so, but they cannot bring all of your friends Subway sandwiches. Searches. Every student is entitled to safety and security on school grounds. When a school official has reasonable suspicion that a student or students may be in possession of something that could jeopardize the safety and security, school personnel may conduct a search of students. So if we think that you have something that could be a weapon or could hurt somebody else, or that is illegal, we do have the ability to search your things. They'll search your lockers, backpacks, pockets, purses, etc. A school resource officer or the city police may be asked to assist school personnel in these searches. Reminder, lockers, though loaned for student use, remain the property of Fayetteville Public Schools and may be searched by school personnel at any time. So even though it's your locker, it belongs to Fayetteville Public Schools. Telephone. In general, students will be permitted to use the office phone only in cases of illness or emergency. Arrangements for after-school activities, lunch money, homework, clothing, etc. should be made before school arrival. Upon rare circumstances, please use the phone before school or during lunch. If you are calling your parents, you're doing two things that affect the workday of other people. You're making it to where the ladies in the front office cannot use their phones, and that's a very important resource for them to be able to contact other buildings, parents, resources that the building uses. So if you're clogging up their phones, that really affects the ladies in the front office. And two, if you're asking your parents to bring you your lunch because you forgot it, or you forgot to tell them that you're staying after school and they're going to have to rearrange their schedule in order to come get you, so you're affecting your parents' lives as well. So my best advice to you is when you're getting ready for the next day, at night, put all of your things in your backpack. In the morning, when you say goodbye to your parents, make sure that you have your lunch, make sure you have all of your things with you on the way to school, when you're getting in the car, and make sure that if you are staying after, you tell them about that right then and there. So it's a good idea to check your agenda and double check and make sure there wasn't anything that you forgot to tell them. And also getting that agenda signed each night is a good way to check in with them about those things too. But parents do need reminders. So keep in mind that you are affecting other people's work days and other people's schedules when you do not plan ahead. So really that telephone message is more about make sure you plan ahead. Traffic patterns. The safety of our students is paramount. That means it's really important. In the mornings, parents are to drop off students in the front of the building at the awning-covered walkway. Due to traffic congestion in the morning from 7:25 to 7:40 a.m., that's on your cell phone time, parents may opt to use the back entrance to drop off students. So you can do the front or the back. The door will lock at 7:40, and then all drop-offs move to the front of the school. So if you come after 7:40, you have to go all the way around to the front of the school. We will not let you back through that 5th grade entrance. Buses are not on a fixed schedule and may be entering and leaving the bus loading zone at any time. Please be cautious of all school buses while dropping off your child in the bus loading zone. So kiddos, when you're getting out of the car, make sure you see a bus. If it's there, look around. Look both ways before you get out. This new drop-off option should particularly help those who are northbound on Ruppel Road. All exiting cars should turn right as they leave campus. Parents wishing to enter the school building should park in a marked parking space, not in the drop-off area. So if your parents are coming in with you, maybe they have business to take care of in the office, make sure that they park in a parking spot, not just in the turnaround. In the afternoons, parents are to line up their cars next to the sidewalk on Ruppel Road, first car parked just before the bus zone entrance and headed toward Mount Comfort Road. At dismissal time, students will be brought to parents' cars. In case of rain, the first car should begin lining up in front of the main entrance to the school rather than at the normal stopping place. So if it's raining when your parents get to Holt Middle School to come pick you up, they should pull all the way around to that awning. That way, you only have to walk just a little bit out to your car in the rain as opposed to all the way down the sidewalk in the rain. Vehicles in the car loading zone are not to pass other automobiles unless authorized to do so by school personnel. Withdrawing from school. When it is necessary for a student to withdraw from school, maybe you're switching schools or you're moving, please notify the office with as much notice as possible. This gives them time to take care of things and get new information to your new school. All books must be returned, lockers cleaned out, and fines and fees paid for before school records will be released. In the past, we've had students leave and be gone for about a week and then come back and want to get in their lockers and get their old things. And at that time, we may have already gotten a new student and those things might be gone. So you need to, as soon as you know that you are going to be leaving our school for one reason or another, you need to make sure that you've returned all of your library books, all of your ELA books, any resources that you know belong to the school, and anything in your locker the day that you leave, I would say, is not yours anymore. So make sure that you take everything with you, and that might take a couple of days, so it might take some planning. Okay, that is the end of that section.